Hey, what's up everybody? Andy Carr here, Hits and Heroes, sports cards, non-sports cards, coming at you with another Hits hobby blog. Want to lead this off, if you're in the St. Louis metro area, or specifically the St. Louis Metro East, please make plans to join us coming up in just a few weeks on Saturday, July 25th at Jack Schmidt Ford from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for Ripfest 2. This is the show that started it all at Jack Schmidt Ford. We'll have over 40 tables. Admission is free. Tables are sold out. We'll have food trucks. This is a great day for the hobby. It's a great day for collectors. It's a great day for the dealership and our team. It's a great day for families. Please make plans to join us if you've not done so already. There is so much cool stuff that comes through the door. Not only do the vendors bring the heat, but we get, some people that bring stuff in to trade or sell to the vendors, and it's incredible. You just never know what you're going to see. So please make plans to join us for that event. Today, I want to talk more about card grading. I know I'm obsessed with this topic, and specifically I want to ask a question. Would love to hear your feedback or your thoughts. I want to know if you think that analog card grading is on the decline, if it's on the demise. And I know that's kind of a crazy question given the numbers, because the numbers would say, that's a huge reach. PSA, we all know, has a backlog of over 14 million cards. They've shut off bulk submissions. They've raised prices. They continue to charge exorbitant fees if your card gems, and just do a lot of things that are not really pro hobby, in my opinion. I can't relate to why collectors continue to use PSA. I mean, I understand it. I just don't find it very exciting. And, I've always been a fan of trying to seek alternatives. And I even did some work for about 7 months with an up-and-coming grading company. So I've got a little bit of different perspective. I'm not saying I'm an expert or that my opinions are the end-all be-all, but I just want to present what I think is a little bit of a hot take, a different take on all this. During that time, I got to know what customers expect from a grading company when they submit cards, the key thing being communication. I learned what card shop owners and bulk submitters are looking for in a card grading company. And probably the most unique perspective that I have that a lot of people don't, is that I understand the challenges that a grading company faces in delivering or exceeding on these expectations. It's really tough, particularly when you get people that submit 2 cards and they want updates every 10 minutes on where their cards are at. They get nervous when they don't see things moving as quick as they want or get the updates. And I've always just been of the opinion, like, if I send my cards off to grade and they get back to me within the time frame, I don't need the Domino's pizza tracker or need to know where they're at. I just if they take longer than what was expressed to me whenever I submitted, then yeah, I might ask questions then. But that was always interesting to me, that people really want to know those up to the minute updates, like what's happening with my cards. The shipping label was printed yesterday, why hasn't it been picked up yet? All these things, and it just bogs down the grading company answering all these little tedious requests. That was just my observation and my experience. And really the true bottleneck at the grading company is in IDing the cards. That's where it's not that it takes a long time to actually grade them or slab them or any of those types of things. It's the identification and labeling is where the true bottleneck occurs. And different companies have tried all kinds of things to speed that process up. Even with AI, that stuff still has to be proofread. Still has that's really where most of the errors are made, and so that's where the process really gets slowed down. Anyway, I have seen something that is making me ask this question, and please don't stop the video when I say this. AI card grading. I tried it for the first time about 18 months ago, and like most people, I said this will never work. The grading made no sense, and the idea at that point was, is there an app that can help you determine which cards to send off to PSA? Don't waste your time sending in cards that aren't gonna 9 or 10 type of deal. And I tried a couple of them and I was like, I don't think this means anything. There's nothing indicating to me that this grade makes any sense. It seems very random. I experienced, having cards I could see were not going to be 9s or 10s, zapping them to see what the AI card grading said and, getting a 9 or something. And I'm like, there's just no way. Even though I'm not an expert at looking at cards and eyeballing them and knowing if they're going to grade, I have gotten a little better, but I see some people that really know this stuff, and I think I respect it. I think a lot of people do know more what to look for. Fast forward to about a month ago, a friend of mine in the hobby sent me this link. He said, try this and let me know what you think. It's called Dynamic Collectibles Management. I would encourage you, if you take nothing else away from my video today, download this app. This is not a paid endorsement. I'm not getting anything. I tried it and I've had a fantastic experience with it. I would also bookmark the website. You'll find both of these to be useful. You download the app, they give you 2 free cards to grade. I have found that the grading is very accurate, very useful, and it's based in good things, because before you can ever get a grade on your cards, they grade your images to make sure that they're referencing good photos. And you'll see that you wind up with a grading report that's very similar to what you would get from TAG or AGS or a more expensive company. And then you're free to put the whole, I use, put the holder on the card. They have slabs that snap together. I don't care for those. They kind of fall apart. I love Zion Mag Pros. I think this is a great way to display your cards. The cards look and feel nice. They've got the header for the label, and DCM enables you to make a Zion label with the grade on it, front and back, QR codes, subgrades, the whole deal. And you want to try to get A's and B's on all of your photos so that you can get reliable grades back, and it works really well. I have not done a whole lot of vintage yet, but I'm just of the opinion that for modern and ultra modern cards, AI and machine learning can handle it. Listen, when you send your cards off to PSA, I think we all fantasize that there's this old guy that looks at the cards. He's been looking at them for 100 years, knows exactly what to look for and all this stuff. And that guy does exist. Those guys, those tradesmen who've been grading cards since grading became a thing. I mean, it's a real skill. There's people out there that do it. I'm going to tell you that those guys are probably in the vintage department, where it really takes skill, is not to figure out if your fresh pack pulled card is a 9 or 10. The skill comes in trying to figure out that 1950s baseball card is a 2 or a 5. That lower end of the scale is where things get really complicated. And we've all seen this play out when we pick up a 2 at a show that looks better than the 5 we have in the showcase at home. These kind of things happen. So I just think that AI and machine learning can really, really dramatically reduce or eliminate the need to send all these pack-pulled ultra-modern cards off for grading. And there's no shortage of products out there to slab and encapsulate your cards, to protect them, to make them look nice. I love the Zion Mag Pros. I just like the look and feel of them. There are many other options. But I think this is a great way to go. You get grading that try it for yourself. You be the judge. I think it's reliable. I think it's good. You get the labeling. You can customize your own labels. And then you get a tool that can syndicate the inventory to eBay for you. And when you push your cards to eBay, the buyer on the other end can see your grading reports. I found this also to be incredibly useful. I had to kind of do some editing with my title tags, but that's really it. it was faster than actually just going through the eBay app, because it generates the description for you, and you populate a few things and you're off to the races. So very useful app, highly recommend it. It's about $1 a card on the average. I think some of the packs, like if you just want to try like 5 cards, I think it gets up to like $2. I bought a pack that got me down to like 50 cents a card, and I've graded about 60 cards with them so far. And I have gotten some lower grades, some 7s and 6s on some modern stuff where there were surface issues that I could not see. Highly worth it. I think this technology is only going to improve. I think when you grade a couple cards and look at your grading reports, you'll realize there's a lot more certainty with this than there is even with PSA. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it saves you a ton of money. Listen, I realize on the other end of this, if the card gems, you're not going to go out there and command a PSA 10 price for it. But you've saved yourself 9 months. You've saved yourself 30 or 40 bucks on the grading fees. And you can turn the card now and trade it or sell it and get the cards that you're after. And it doesn't freeze up. All that 14 million cards is frozen capital. That's money that collectors can't access. And to me, it slows the hobby down. So hope you enjoy this. Give it a whirl. Andy Carr, Hits and Heroes, over and out. Thanks.